thank you for joining me this afternoon. The time is currently 3:40 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a tornado currently on the ground near Russell, Kansas. If you're included in this tornado warning, move indoors, away from windows, and on the lowest floor of a building immediately. Again, this is an emergency management confirmed tornado, guys. We are talking about one of the biggest days of severe weather that we've had all year, alright? We've got a moderate risk of severe weather. We've got a PDS severe thunderstorm watch. It's a very intense severe thunderstorm watch, alright? I believe there's only been one or two other instances ever where we've gotten a PDS severe thunderstorm watch, and normally what that indicates is an extremely high-end derecho possible, and that is what we are starting to see today, as we have several storms producing winds of 70 to 80 miles per hour at the minute across portions of southwest Kansas here, and eventually these are going to have the potential to produce winds up to 90 to 100 miles per hour, okay? So, again, very intense day of weather, and this is not even the first tornado today. We had another tornado today earlier. This was earlier this afternoon. It was back up here in northeast Colorado. It was on the ground for over 10 minutes. It was a pretty weak one. It's kind of in a rural area, but this one actually has the potential to cause more damage as it is in a generally populated area here around Russell, Bunker Hill, and all these other areas along Interstate 70 in western central Kansas. Okay, now again, we are talking about the potential for a derecho today with high-end damaging winds and large hail being the main threats, but also several strong tornadoes could occur in this event, quite possibly, okay? So again, you need to be on high alert here today, alright? This is a very serious situation. Again, we have a PDS severe thunderstorm watch. This is a rare version of a severe thunderstorm watch where it is such a dangerous situation that the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center wants to emphasize on that and call it a particularly dangerous situation, alright? Every severe thunderstorm watch is dangerous, but this one is especially dangerous because, as you're going to see whenever I bring this up on your screen here, this is an incredibly high-end severe thunderstorm watch once again. Alright, a few tornadoes possible, widespread hail up to softball size expected, and widespread gusts up to 90 miles per hour expected. This is for portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. This is a particularly dangerous situation. You see where it says that at the top there? That is not good, alright? Again, this is a very high-end a severe thunderstorm watch, including portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Again, this is going to be likely a historic day for weather here across portions of Kansas. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for 70 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail down here in Kansas. That is an extension for a storm that was already warned, but areas like Liberal, Sublette, Satanta, you need to be getting indoors and underground immediately if possible, right? Get in an interior room, again, on the lowest floor of a building. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate. Again, 70 mile per hour winds are possible with this line of storms, but the reason it's so threatening is by the time it gets to areas like Liberal, it could genuinely have winds up to 80 miles per hour. That's how fast these storms are going to be intensifying today, from nothing to extreme, okay? So if anybody has any questions about their location, please leave that down below. We're going to be watching another severe weather event here in southeastern Florida today, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere nearly as intense as our severe weather event up here in Kansas. We'll kind of zone in on our tornado that is currently on the ground. Again, this is off to the south of Russell. We can't really see it on radar because we don't have a good radar signal out here, but again, now a weather spotter confirmed it. Originally it was an emergency manager that reported it, but this is actually still on the ground as of 1 minute ago, so it has been on the ground for a while now. This was on the ground before we went live, so this is big, guys. It really is. This is huge. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. That's for portions of Wyoming and South Dakota, because yes, in the same day we are talking about Wyoming and Florida for the threat of severe weather. Again, guys, this is going to be a massive day. Hello, Texas Chili Ball Edits. This is going to be a massive day for severe weather. Again, we're talking about the threat for destructive to hurricane-force winds, large to huge hail, and then also a few strong tornadoes possible today across the plains. Again, the main threats are going to be those absolutely insanely high winds and the large hail, though, because, again, widespread gusts up to 90 miles per hour expected. That is just not wording they use very often. For example, back in the historic, all right, I'm talking historic eastern Iowa derecho, all right? The Cedar Rapids derecho. By the way, new tornado warning has now been issued. This is for portions of northeast Colorado. This includes portions of the Interstate 76 corridor here. We've got some pretty strong rotation near Crook and Tobin. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. But anyway, the historic Cedar Rapids derecho, all right, that ended up having a severe thunderstorm watch with the tag widespread gusts up to 100 miles per hour expected. And that was the biggest derecho ever recorded. So the fact that we are getting tags similar to that is insane, all right? Again, we are talking about a very dangerous storm system today. By the way, our storm that is actively producing a tornado also did reportedly have a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust in Russell, and it also had a tennis ball-sized hailstone in Russell. So again, guys, we are talking about a massive storm here. This is a very dangerous situation. Technically, this is a particularly dangerous situation because you're in that particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm watch. It's hot there. Yeah, I imagine it is. That's part of the reason we're getting this severe weather up here is because we're getting that nice, warm, juicy air pump out of the Gulf of Mexico, and it meets with this cold air mass that we have right now in the western United States, and then they meet in there, and that's where our severe weather zone is. And again, this isn't going to be the only day of severe weather here. Not even close, all right? We are talking about over the next few days having the threat for some extreme weather here, all right? Today's going to be the biggest, but over the next few days, we're going to continue to see widespread severe weather outbreaks likely across parts of the plains, the Midwest, and even the Southeast. But again, I would dive in a little bit more in depth to that, but we've kind of got an ongoing situation here that we have to focus on. We do have literally every storm chaser out there today on the Radar Omega app because of how high-end this event is. We've got storm chasers like Brad Arnold out there. All right, we've got storm chaser Corey Gherkin. We've got storm chaser Connor Croft. We've got storm chaser Aaron Jajak. We've got storm chaser John Flanagan. We've got storm chaser Willard Sharp. Sorry, we do not have Aaron Jajak. We got storm chaser Brandon Kopic. We got storm chaser Vince Welty. I mean, they are all out there today chasing this high-end threat for severe weather and tornadoes today. Because again, guys, this is going to be a massive storm here. And again, this is the beginning of this is the beginning of it, okay? So if you're in Ulysses or Liberal or Lake in Kansas, we are requesting that you do take shelter immediately, as this is a very dangerous storm already capable of producing wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and penny-sized hail, and it's going to be growing incredibly quickly as well. Looks like we have some rotation here near Hugoton. Here in Houston, we have no rain, just hotness. Yeah, I imagine. Let's see what the temperature is in Houston right now. About 90 degrees in Houston. You can literally see the heat. You can see the road shimmer. The heat index is about 93 degrees there right now in Houston. So yeah, it's pretty brutal out there. It's kind of like that across a good chunk of the United States, though, at the moment. The momento. We've even got some stronger storms up here in Montana. One of them up near Great Falls is capable of producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Or, sorry, half-inch hail. Let's go back here to our tornado warning in northeastern Colorado. Again, it's trying to spin something up here. Again, it's a pretty terrible radar coverage zone out here in northeast Colorado because we're not worried about severe weather in this area most of the time. But, I mean, that is definitely some incredibly strong rotation there. We don't see a CC drop quite yet, but that could just be because this has to look so high up into the atmosphere to see anything because of the distance from the radar site. So we very well could have a tornado on the ground here, guys. It's a real possibility, okay? Wow. I mean, every radar site we look at, that is insanely strong rotation. Again, they're all kind of far away, but it's normal here during spring and summer to be hot. Yeah. I mean, Houston, unfortunately, in that area is just going to be brutal here over the next few weeks. And whenever we're done with this massive heat wave, summer's going to be here. So it's basically going to be like a heat wave of its own again. Again, guys, this is a very dangerous storm here near Crook. Again, you need to be taking shelter immediately. This is a tornado warning for Crook, Liff, and other areas along Interstate 76 and portions of northeastern Colorado. Again, we've got a very strong area rotation no matter what radar site you're looking from. One that you cannot mess around with. Again, this could actively be producing a tornado. We may just not see it because of our distance from the radar site. It has to look so high up into the atmosphere on the correlation coefficient. But I mean, that is insanely strong rotation. Once again, guys, this is very high up in the atmosphere, but we're talking about wind gusts up to 90 miles per hour. And let's turn things on to tilt 2 here. It'll be lower, but yeah. See, tilt 2 actually probably gives us a more realistic view in this region of what it actually looks like. I mean, it's not nearly as insane, but again, that's still some decent rotation there. Again, you need to be taking shelter right now if you're in that area because that is a tornado warning. You said there could be a derecho? Yeah, I did say that. Even the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center are agreeing on the fact as well that this does have the potential to be a derecho. All right, and possibly a big one. We are going to have a swath of damaging winds sweep through southwestern and south central Kansas later today, bringing the threat for wind gusts of 90 to 100 miles per hour at times, which is just absolutely insane. The only thing, the only reason there's a question mark on it if it's going to be a derecho is it going to travel far enough? Because a derecho technically has to travel 240 miles to be a derecho, right? So if we kind of drag this out, the storm's kind of started back here in southeast Colorado whenever they reach severe limits. But if we drag it out, we see 240 miles out is still in that moderate risk zone. So there is a very high chance that we get a derecho today. Higher than not. And by the way, we now have an 82 mile per hour wind gust out of Russell County, Kansas. So again, not only is this storm actively producing a tornado, but it's also producing tennis ball-sized hail and 80 to 85 mile per hour wind gusts. So again, you really got to take shelter here, guys. This is a massive storm. The derecho you know about is the 2021 derecho. The December one, yeah, that one was pretty famous. Another classic example is the Cedar Rapids derecho. Last year, there was a pretty massive derecho that ripped through the Midwest. I mean, we're talking, that level of derecho. This is going to be one that people remember for a while, guys. And again, normally with the derecho, the main thing that we're worried about, right, are the hurricane force winds. This time around, not only are we worried about hurricane force winds, but we're also worried about massive hail, potentially some up to softball size, and the tornado threat is there as well. So, again, we're talking about a very dangerous storm system that's going to be sweeping through portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, even up to South Dakota today. Again, guys, it's going to be a big deal here. It's a huge situation that's ongoing right now. And again, it's going to get more intense as we go into the evening time hours. This is not even the peak time of convection. In fact, it's nowhere near it. They're expecting the worst of it to come later into this afternoon, into the early evening time hours at about 6, 7 o'clock, where we're going to have that high-end threat once again for a derecho. You're looking at radar and it's bad? Yeah, it definitely is already bad. Again, if we still have a tornado ongoing, which it's very likely that we do, it would be located somewhere in here, most likely south of Bunker Hill. But again, that's really not very reliable because this is a very far distance away from the radar site, so we really can't tell actually if that's what that is or not. But yeah, actually another radar site is agreeing that that's the area of rotation as well, but it's putting that to the north of Bunker Hill. So again, the reason why we're asking everybody to be in their safe place right now, okay, this has been downgraded. This is now a radar indicated tornado. There's no longer confirmation of this tornado, but you need to remain in your tornado safe spot because this is still a very dangerous storm that could reproduce a tornado. It still has 80 to 85 mile per hour wind gusts and tennis ball sized hail associated with it as well. And in fact, back whenever it was closer to the Ellis area, it looks like it produced some large apple-sized hail, which is pretty crazy. I know we had some reports of that today, or we had one storm warned for that today. You're my favorite weather junkie, bar none. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You would say I would stay on for a while because this could be historical. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while, guys. I know a lot of times I do a 30-minute stream and then end and then come back later. It's gonna be a big day, guys. We're gonna be here for a while. It's not gonna be one of our normal severe weather coverage days where we're live for 30 minutes to an hour total. We're gonna be here. Whether it be in multiple streams or not, I really don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to go in between streams or something, but we're gonna be doing multiple hours of coverage today, guys. Don't worry. we're going to be here for all y'all that are worried about these storms, because there is a genuine reason to be worried about these. Once again, these are massive storms sweeping through right now. So again, probably the most concerning storms that we have right now are the one near Russell, Kansas, and then the other one up here in northeastern Colorado. This one does have a report of quarter-sized hail with it as well now, but again, we're so concerned about that rotation, man. I mean, again, this is very high up into the atmosphere, but we're talking about wind gusts over 80 miles per hour, going against winds that, you know, are not super high, actually, but, I mean, it's just a massive storm system here, guys. Again, this could be actively producing a tornado. We really don't know, so you need to be in your tornado safe spot over here. In Crook, Fleming, Lift, this is past you. This is an all clear for Lift, but everywhere else in this warning box needs to remain in their safe spot. Lift, you're probably done for the day with your overall severe threat. May get some showers or storms, but the actual severe weather threat's much lower for you guys now at this point. Let's see here. I mean, again, you guys, this is quite literally going to be a historical weather day. As Texas Chili Bowl Edits pointed out there in chat, it's going to be something big. We don't quite know what. I mean, it's been so long since we've had a setup like this. Actually, no, it hasn't. That's a lie. There obviously was a 45% hatched wind risk on our high-risk day that we had on May 6th, but even then, the winds were not as intense as they're likely going to be with this event. Now, obviously, that's going to end up being a way worse outbreak than this one will be because of the massive tornado that occurred near Barnsdall, Oklahoma. That's the thing. We're not expecting anything like that from this event, but we're expecting something that could be equally as extreme. Well, maybe not equally, but we're still talking about extreme wind gusts, all right? Again, the tornado threat is not the main focus for today, unlike our usual live streams. The main threats are, again, huge, massive hailstones and destructive hurricane-force winds across parts of Kansas today. Again, we are likely going to see a derecho out of this event. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a deadly windstorm, a land hurricane, whatever you want to call it. Again, we have the highest level of severe thunderstorm watch that exists. It's a PDS one. We have, you know, so we've already had multiple tornadoes today before the peak convection time even. We've already had over 80 mile per hour winds tear through Kansas. It's just going to be massive. Hello, Tornado Edit Gaming. I mean, guys, this is going to be huge. Again, we're talking about a high-end derecho potential today. Again, I want to throw the word potential on there because nothing is guaranteed in the weather industry. But what I will say is, more likely than not, we are going to end up with a derecho today. But again, you can't really guarantee anything in the weather industry. But I mean, this is going to be massive. You're waiting all day for me to go streaming. The last time you had a derecho was the 16th this month, so Kansas will have to deal with what we had to go through. Yeah, that is a good way to put that into perspective. I don't know, though. We could be even talking about something bigger than what happened in Houston, because I mean, the Houston thing was actually pretty surprising. So that's a bigger news story. It also hit a way more populated area in Houston. So the Houston derecho is probably going to end up with more deaths. But I think if we're talking overall, like, widespread wind speeds, this one, honestly, I don't know. I'd probably say it's going to be on par, if not worse, than the Houston derecho. Again, the Houston thing was totally unexpected. We had 4 deaths, millions of customers without power across Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Nobody expected a derecho that day. But today, we're kind of expecting it, so hopefully people can prepare, and we'll end up with less, injuries, casualties, however you want to say it. That's the goal for today, is to make sure that we are keeping everybody safe. I know we got a lot of people out here today worried in Kansas. I know the WX community has been hyping this event up like crazy, and I know they do that a lot, but, I mean, guys, this time it is quite genuinely for good reason. Well, again, we're talking about a huge severe weather outbreak today, and possibly even a tornado outbreak. Once again, Derecho, whatever tag you want to put on today's event, it's going to be something big. Again, we don't quite know what yet. We're not going to know until it's over, but we know it's going to be something big. Whether it be because of the massive hail that makes the headlines, the hurricane force winds, or the strong tornadoes, we don't know. But yeah, that derecho was unexpected. That's why that one was a huge story, and because it hit a very populated city. Multiple populated cities. Well, this one's going to travel through a much more rural area. You know, parts of central Kansas are not that populated, luckily. Same thing with southern Kansas. But kind of just to point out some specific cities that are included in our moderate risk today and we're most concerned about. Abilene, Salina, McPherson, Hutchinson, Newton. All right, we've got Medicine Lodge, Pratt, Larned, Great Bend, Dodge City. All those areas that I just mentioned are in our 4 out of 5 moderate risk of severe weather today. So you need to be on high alert for damaging winds, hurricane force winds, large hail, massive hail, and then some strong tornado potential as well. However you want me to put it. Again, guys, we're talking about a historical day here for parts of Kansas. Again, normally whenever we're talking about Kansas and Oklahoma for a severe weather threat in the spring, it's because of a tornado outbreak or something. But today, while we may get a tornado outbreak, that's not going to end up being the main story. I can almost guarantee you that much. I mean, guys, we're talking about a huge derecho potential. Again, the Cedar Rapids derecho, the biggest derecho in history, got the same level of alert that this one did. They both got moderate risks of severe weather. They both got PDS severe thunderstorm watches. It is the same level of alert. Hello, Alexis Taylor. So again, if anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those down below in chat. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. Again, right now we do have 2 tornado warnings. We have one up here near Russell, Kansas for a very dangerous storm that's not only had a history of producing a tornado, but also has produced some hail up to large apple size near Ellis, and then also wind gusts of 80 to 85 miles per hour near Russell. And then the other tornado warning that we have is up here in northeast Colorado near Crook. Not quite as concerning as it was earlier now that we have a better view of it on velocities. We really couldn't tell what it looked like earlier. That's why it was so concerning, because it looks crazy, but that's just because we were far away from the radar side, I do believe. But it is pretty big still. Again, you should continue to be in your tornado safe spot there. We have a live look at Burlington, Kansas here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. I mean, we could throw all of our cyclone ports in there, but unfortunately none of them are in a great spot today. I mean, they're in okay spots. We may get like a stray storm to roll through them every once in a while or something, but it's not going to be, you know, like we need one out here. Unfortunately, again, I cannot bring up the Storm Chasers streams, obviously, for copyright reasons, but I really wish I could. We'll bring up the Dragon Nation cam here, and there we go. There's our wall of webcams, as I like to call it sometimes. Again, in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, we've got live looks at the storm zone today. What you can know is that Burlington, Kansas, it's windy. Northern Oklahoma, it's pretty windy, all right? We are talking about some big-time winds even ahead of this line of storms, all right? We got quite a bit of shear out there in the environment today, which is going to feed into these storms. Do you remember yesterday, the live stream with Sam? It was funny. Yeah, we did that a couple days ago. We also did it yesterday. Yeah, we'll probably do more lives with him sometimes. I don't know. Either on his channel or my channel, whatever. Seems like a lot of people actually like those, more than I expected. I didn't really think I had much of a Minecraft audience, but apparently I do. I mean, it makes sense. I used to make Minecraft videos, but I figured after I started doing weather, I'd lose them all. But nope. Alrighty. Either that or I've just picked up a lot of weather fans that conveniently happen to enjoy Minecraft. So again, we do have quite a bit of massive hail associated with this storm as well. Again, this has a history of producing large apple-sized hail, and it is currently warned for tennis ball-sized hail still. So again, you need to be taking shelter here. Again, this is a tornado warning. This is a weird note here for a special weather statement. Doppler radar was tracking a cluster of severe thunderstorms in Russell County. The northern side of this is extremely strong storm. is near Natoma and moving east at 30 miles per hour. The current track would keep the severe portion of the storm south of Osborne County, but not by much. Travel on Highway 281 will be dangerous through 4 p.m. Is there anything that's happening tomorrow in terms of the weather? Yes. We are talking about another severe weather outbreak tomorrow, guys. We are talking about another big-time severe weather event here for portions of the plains. All right, we got a slight risk of severe weather. That's a 2 out of 5 risk. We've also got a slight risk of severe weather for parts of the Midwest. That is also a 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. The main threats tomorrow are going to be damaging winds and large hail, but an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. All right, so stay aware and be prepared. But again, the bigger threat, it's a way higher threat today than tomorrow's is. Can you be mod? Sure, why not? I'll make you a standard mod. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Okay, so one of our storms now is warned for baseball-sized hail. This is the storm that is currently has a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of northern Kern County. This is a destructive storm capable of producing baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Take cover now. People and animals outdoors will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, siding, and vehicles. This is radar indicated, but I'll tell you what. That hail spike looks pretty nasty. We got a pretty big hail core on that as well. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is just a huge storm here. Again, please do be taking shelter immediately. This is a PDS severe thunderstorm warning now for portions of northern Kern County in west central Kansas. Tornado deserves mod. Yeah, I made a mod. Alright. So back over here to our tornado warned storm near Russell. This continues to be pretty intense here with its rotation. Again, this has a history of producing a tornado along Interstate 70 in between Gorham and Russell, and eventually it tracked all the way even towards south of Homer before it lifted. We'll have to wait for, the National Weather Service to come out with their official track of that, obviously. That's going to take a while, but there was an emergency management officer that reported this. There was a broadcast media that reported this, and there was also a, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, a weather spotter that reported this. So it is very, very incredibly likely that we had a tornado on the ground there. We had 3 reports of it all from reliable sources. So it was almost certainly on the ground for quite a while. 2024 has been a big outbreak. Yeah, the entire year's been an outbreak. Might as well have been. It's been crazy, man. We have a little bit of rotation here on our storm northwest of Deerfield that's currently warned for baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds, so you should be taking shelter there anyway. But it may get, if it continues to intensify, it may get the tornado possible tag or something. But again, you should be taking shelter anyway. But anyway, new tornado warning has been issued. This is an extension for our storm that just went through Russell. This is continuing to get a tornado warning. We need Lincoln, Kansas to take cover now. The storm is also going to be capable of producing baseball-sized hail and wind gusts of 80 to 85 miles per hour. So again, take cover now. Originally, it was producing large apple-sized hail even. So again, we're talking about very large hail and destructive winds. What is the tornado? What is the risk for a tornado for Wichita? So Wichita is going to have a small tornado risk, I would say. Here's the thing. If you get a tornado, it does have a decent chance to be a strong tornado, but the overall chances that Wichita sees a tornado are relatively low. But again, if you see one, it could be strong, okay? So if we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for this, they've got an interesting note for it. They are currently including Wichita having a 5% chance to see a tornado. So the official, rating from the SPC, you have a 5% chance to see a tornado today in Wichita. But if we take a look at NATOcast, the AI forecasting tool for severe weather here, I believe they actually have you at a much, well, not a much, but somewhat of a higher outlook. Or no, sorry, they have not been posting updates. I don't know why I thought they were. But again, the overall risk for a tornado is low, all right? But if you do get one, it could be strong. So hopefully that answers your question. It's kind of a complicated scenario. Again, even if you don't get a tornado in Wichita, the risk for damaging winds and large to very large hail are going to be very high there. We have another tornado warning. Where is that? That is for... It disappeared. Oh, wait, that's the new one. Okay. So it looks like this warning either expired or they removed it, but it has been reissued now for parts of areas south of Interstate 76. They may have accidentally removed it, now they reissued it. So areas like Fleming, Daly, and St. Petersburg, you need to take cover immediately. This is a tornado warning. Your area of rotation right now will be located just to the northwest of Fleming. It will move southeast. Well, maybe in Wichita, EF2 or EF3. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say any specifics like that, obviously, because we don't even have a tornado yet in Wichita, but I will say, you know, the tornado potential is there. That's what I'll say. Yeah, no problem. I wouldn't rule out... I will say something generally, though, not specific for the Wichita area, but generally for this area, Tornado Edit Gaming, I would say it would not shock me if we got an EF2 or maybe a low-end EF3 tornado. I think an EF2 is possible. Again, I'm not going to guarantee that that's what's going to happen, but I think an EF2 is possible. I don't know about an EF3. But yeah, it would not shock me if we did see one or two EF2 tornadoes today. But again, the threat's just not quite guaranteed enough for them to throw on that 10% hatched risk of tornadoes today. Again, it's just barely not enough. They were probably very close on issuing a 10% hatched risk for today, just along the cusp there. But again, even though we don't have that 10% hatched tornado risk, that does not mean that a strong tornado couldn't still occur. The tornadoes don't care about what the SPC's outlook is, alright? They will do what they think. The SPC's outlook is to kind of talk about what we're thinking is going to happen, but it is not ever a guarantee. So this storm here, southwest of Scott City, Kansas, continues to be destructive. This is, once again, for portions of northern Kern County that the storm is currently in, but eventually it will move into northwestern Finney County and southwestern Scott County. You not expect a derecho today in Kansas? Yeah, I mean, I kind of woke up this morning and saw the moderate risk, and I was like, alright, we're doing this. We would actually have a severe thunderstorm warning now all the way back in central Illinois. This is for areas in between Monticello, Mahomet, Empire, and Clinton. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The storm is capable of producing 1 inch in diameter hail and 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This is in between Interstates 72 and 74, so if you're in this area, move indoors immediately. Again, it does have a pretty decent hail core on it. Again, I was not expecting a severe thunderstorm warning out of central Illinois, though. That's for sure. Reed is live, so he's with Dom 3, I think. Yeah. Yep. Good old Team Dominator. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching the beginning stages of a large derecho event across portions of southern and central Kansas being likely. We have another new severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, I'm just not even going to answer that. We have another severe thunderstorm warning now. That is for portions of Iowa. This is in eastern Iowa, areas like Montezuma, New Sharon, Brooklyn, out to the west side of Victor, areas along Interstate 80. That is a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Move indoors immediately. You just subscribed? I appreciate it. Thank you. Apparently this storm does have a tornado report now, actually. So this storm did actually produce a tornado, the one that is currently tornado warned. This was a brief touchdown, it says, in Logan County, Colorado. That's our third tornado of the day already, guys. We're halfway to a tornado outbreak. Yeah, W. Let's get some W's in the chat for Alexis. Let's see here. Holy cow, this is glitched out. Again, it's so hard to look at this from a radar site this far away. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. This is going to be for portions of, don't know, because it didn't pop up at the bottom of the list like it is supposed to. That's just great, isn't it? Alright. Again, we do have a ton of storm chasers out there today. We've got some in Kansas, some in Oklahoma. We've even got some in Texas. I think overall the threat for Texas is going to remain isolated down to a very small sliver of the northeastern portion of the Texas Panhandle. Yeah, please stop being weird, Azul. You just need 9 subs for 800. That's nice. Holy cow. Okay, this is big. Our storm here for northern Kearney County has been upgraded. It must have been a typo last time because it definitely said Kearney, but now it's Kearney. This is an update. This is now warned for softball-sized hail. That is 4-inch sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. Again, take cover immediately. This is a huge, damaging, life-threatening, severe thunderstorm here. Once again, capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and also massive softball-sized hail possible. He's unstoppable. He got me there. You definitely changed your username to Azul Alt. Like, I know what your other alt was called. You definitely changed it. Alright, I'll give him that one. That was clever. This storm is rotating a little bit as well. Our storm that is producing some softball-sized hail here. So again, you need to be taking cover right now on this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, hail to the size of softballs and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are associated with this destructive severe thunderstorm, quite potentially. So, I'll have to look out for that. Let's see here. He's not unstoppable. We got him, boys. Okay. Apparently there was another report of this tornado in Kansas, and this was actually only 6 minutes ago. So as of 6 minutes ago, this tornado was back on the ground. So this may have actually been a 4th tornado, or it just stayed on the ground for a long time. And I'm thinking this is a whole separate tornado here north of Dorrance. So we've now had 4 tornadoes today already. Azul alt. He has a ton of alt accounts. He's renaming them, because I know what they were originally called, but... Next up's gonna be Azul alt. Let's see here. Yeah, he's probably coming back again, knowing him. He's probably about to join back. And now this warning does have the observed tag on it, because again, this is another tornado on the ground. And apparently this is weather spotters confirmed again, so this may even be a different report. So we have a tornado on the ground once again, heading for Lincoln, Kansas. Take cover now. In addition to a tornado, this storm is also capable of producing wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and hail up to baseball sized. So again, take cover immediately. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground near Sylvan Grove, Lincoln, Grant, and Beverly, Kansas. Again, this is in northeastern Kansas, north central Kansas. This is the 4th tornado of the day, most likely. I think it's the same one that was reported 6 minutes ago, or 8 minutes ago now. So, that storm's being pretty nasty, pretty devious. The storm that Brad Arnold's down here in Texas did just get severe thunderstorm warning. The whole cluster of storms down here did, actually. Let's see here. Yeah, he didn't come back. Maybe we won, guys. Huh. Oh my gosh. You've got to be kidding me. No. He's just going to keep creating new accounts. And now they did throw the observe tag on this Colorado storm because apparently this has been reported again. So either this is a whole separate tornado or it's actually still on the ground. So at this point, guys, we could have had anywhere from like 4 to 6 tornadoes today, or even like 3 to 6 tornadoes, I think. So again, you need to be taking cover in Fleming, Colorado. That's another tornado on the ground. This is kind of a serious situation. We have multiple tornadoes on the ground across Colorado and Kansas right now. We got to focus on this very closely here, you guys. Holy cow. I mean, again, we're super far away from the radar site, so that's, we're looking, this is not accurate at all, but, oh my gosh. I only timed him out for 5 minutes. That was a mistake. Just time him out for like 30 years. Please phone mute me. Alright, just let him stay. Just let him chill. Again, you guys, we might have a stronger tornado here south of Wilson, Kansas. And it's hard to tell because we are very far away from the radar site, but this could be a strong tornado that we have on the ground right now. And there's another report of the tornado still on the ground in Fleming as of 7 minutes ago. That's actually why this did get upgraded again. But anyway, actually, that was a whole separate report, unless the report's timings are just different for some reason, and it's the same one. Alright, you guys, again, we're getting very close to a tornado outbreak here, if we're not already at one. 16 people now, wow. Thank you guys all for the support recently. Okay, this tornado is paralleling Interstate 70 right now, near Wilson and Black Wolf, Kansas. Again, this is a possibly strong tornado that we have on the ground right now. It very well could be. We'll have to watch it as it continues there. But a lot of the radar sites are painting the picture that this could be a relatively strong tornado here. So we got to watch this extremely closely. Again, it's not nearly as intense as it looks, I'm not thinking, because of our distance from the radar site. But it could still be pretty strong. So yeah, we'll watch that. We now have another destructive severe thunderstorm warning. This is an extension. I kind of talked about how this storm was rotating a little bit. They now have the tornado possible tag on this. This is still for softball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So if you're in Tennis, Gano, or Friend, Kansas, this is in west central Kansas, southwest Kansas, whatever, you need to take shelter right now. Again, this is for northeast Kearney and northwestern Finney counties. This is a destructive storm capable of producing softball-sized hail, 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, and even a possible tornado now at this point. Again, it's been rotating like that a little bit for a while, so we'll see what happens with this here, guys. Again, one of our more concerning storms right now, even though it doesn't guarantee to have a tornado associated with it. In fact, it probably doesn't. But again, that softball-sized hail threat is enough to make it very concerning, obviously. So, we'll watch that. He's back. Alright. This is the weirdest polygon I've ever seen. Look at the special weather statement here, guys. This is a super weird polygon. At 4:20 p.m. Central / 5:20 p.m. Eastern, Doppler radar was tracking scattered strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 7 miles east of Gibson City to near Remington. These storms are moving to the east at 5 miles per hour. The strongest of these storms may produce strong wind gusts and small hail, in addition to locally heavy downpours. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure he doesn't say any weird stuff. Again, parts of the Midwest, like Illinois, Indiana, have kind of unexpectedly popped off today. Again, we have that severe thunderstorm moving through eastern Illinois. And then we've got some stronger ones moving along the Illinois-Indiana border right now. But obviously, our much bigger situations back over here in Kansas, so we'll kind of have to focus on this here. And then also our storm up here in Colorado that could still actively be producing a tornado. So watch out for this. Alright, so again, you guys, here's our tornado south of Interstate 70 at the minute, near Wilson, Kansas. We'll have to watch that there. Is he still in chat? I don't know. Probably. He's probably stalking us. Okay. That's definitely him. You know what? I'm removing his mod. We do have a new tornado warning now. That's for a storm that was actively producing a tornado. But it appears that it is not anymore. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is a different National Weather Service zone. No, these are both Wichita. Okay, so apparently the storm they've issued the tornado warning for this side of the county, but they have not put the confirm tag on it. So again, Ellsworth, you need to be taking shelter. That's a tornado warning, but again, I'm really thinking most of it stays off to the north of you at this point. So anyway, obviously the National Weather Service knows better than I do, though. So again, you should be taking shelter immediately there. But again, we still probably have a tornado on the ground up here closer to the Lincoln area, southwest of Lincoln at the moment, at the Minute. Let's see here. Let's go back over to our storm that is currently warned for some softball-sized hailstones. Okay, yeah, you're done, Ethan. If you guys see anything like that, just delete it. So again, this is your area rotation on our storm, currently producing some softball-sized hail near Gano. and Friend in west central Kansas. Again, this storm is still probably actively producing a tornado, if I had to guess. North of Black Wolf, Kansas here, in north central Kansas. I mean, we're talking about very intense rotation here. Again, we are looking very high up into the atmosphere, but at this height, we are talking about wind gusts over 100 to 110 miles per hour as well, so very dangerous storm here. If we look at tilt 2, actually, we could probably see a more realistic view of what this looks like, and it still looks pretty darn intense there. So, we'll have to continue to watch that. Let's see here. It's fine, guys. I clicked hide user from channel, so he can't even chat anymore, like ever again. This pocket of high winds here, it's very defined. It's not that intense, but it's very defined northeast of Fairfield. You can see it really well there in Nebraska. From the Hastings radar near Blue Hill. You gotta go. See y'all later. Alright, see ya. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we still have a possible tornado on the ground here in Colorado. We'll have to watch that very closely there. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. By the way, our storm has been downgraded to lime-sized hail, but continue to take shelter there because lime-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds are still no joke. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate. It no longer has the tornado possible tag on it. It's not quite rotating as much anymore either. Guys, please don't spam. No. 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 We're not doing this. Is this what this stream is going to be? I'm just going to get trolled the whole time. Okay. I mean, I'm just hiding him from the... There's a feature where I can just hide him from the channel so he can't do anything about it. Hello, Airborne. Kind of joined us at an awkward time here. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are looking at the beginning stages of a widespread derecho across parts of Kansas. Hello, Blaze. We are looking at a widespread derecho here across parts of southwestern and west central Kansas. Starting to pop off here. Right now, these wind gusts with these storms could be associated with these storms, could be up to 70 miles per hour. But later on today, we are talking about winds of 80 to 90, maybe even up to 100 miles per hour. Okay, so again, we got to watch this very closely here as this moves off to the east. I don't know. Should you? I don't think you should. I really don't. Just scroll back in the chat and you'll see why he was airborne. It's been a whole feud for the past hour. Alrighty. By the way, our tornado warning in Kansas has now been downgraded to radar indicated, but stay in your safe place. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is a very dangerous storm here, guys. Once again, so yeah. Alrighty, Roo. Yes, he was, but I removed him because he's just gonna troll me and stuff like that. I know him in real life. But yeah, he was a mod. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. For parts of Kansas, golf ball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. That's an extension for a storm here that is currently tornado warned. Sorry, I'm trying to stretch out. Okay. So, let's see here. Again, we're continuing to watch this event unfold. The real trigger time where, you know, everything is going to kind of pop off, I think, is going to be around 6 to 7 p.m. Because that's whenever we get into the moderate risk of severe weather zone. That's where all the models are showing things are going to get really intense. That's the area where we have our PDS severe thunderstorm watch. You genuinely thought your phone had glitched when you saw the moderate without a 10 or 15% torque. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty rare scenario here where it's going to be a big severe weather outbreak and possibly even a tornado outbreak, but tornadoes are not the main threats. Why is Norman on the camera list? Just because it's, in the area. It's not really in the exact path of any severe weather right now, but it's just kind of in the area. So, just seeing if any convection pops up down there, because it's a possibility. Norman has the marginal risk, but yeah. We have another new severe thunderstorm warning now. It's for parts of South Dakota, I believe. No, that's been there for a few minutes. I don't know. Oh, wait, the new one is actually back here in Illinois again. So this is for portions of northwestern Champaign County, Illinois. This is for parts like Fisher, Mahomet. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. Actually separate, guys. This is a separate storm from the other one that currently has a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, we have another severe thunderstorm warning back in Kansas, probably. No? Where is it? Parts of Colorado. It's an extension here. It's looking like they're going to drop the tornado warning with this storm. I do not believe there's a tornado on the ground anymore. They're going to leave it at tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know. I mean, there could still be something. But areas like Haxton and Paoli, get indoors and away from windows immediately and prepare to actually, hunker down and take shelter if necessary, because it's going to be pretty intense there over the next few moments. Next several minutes, actually. Almost, half an hour to an hour, so. Anyway. Man, this storm is even, capping out the vertically integrated liquid signatures in several spots here near Mahomet. Again, we were not expecting hardly any severe weather for Illinois today, and we definitely didn't expect it this far to the east, but again, we got a couple of severe thunderstorms out there right now near Urbana. Again, there's this one closer to the Fisher area, and then this one closer to Monticello. But again, the main focus right now is towards Kansas, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. Keep our eyes on the prize, or the devastation, I guess. Let's see here. Wow, some of these are really starting to get their winds picked up here. If we look back on the velocities, you can definitely see some bands of wind form pretty intensely here. Wow, look at that. That was a pretty intense rotation for a little bit, it looks like. Huh. But yeah, we're definitely starting to see some more pockets of wind popping up here that are going to be intense. That was a really bad voice crack. New severe thunderstorm warning now for parts of Kansas, Ottawa County. No, that's not the new one. They're not popping up at the bottom of the list. I don't know why they do sometimes, and then other times they just don't. But that's what happens, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know how to control it. Don't know how to fix it. Oh, it's actually up here in Michigan. What in the world? We have a severe thunderstorm warning in... No, this was 5 minutes ago, too, or 4 minutes ago. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now in Michigan. So you know what? Let's actually get rid of our Norman, Oklahoma cam and put up our Chapiton cam, because this is in the general vicinity of Detroit, and that's where our cam is. Detroit. But yeah, the storm is near Sterling Heights and Warren. This is for portions of eastern Oakland County and Macomb County, the entirety of Macomb County, I do believe, here north of Detroit, Michigan. Again, the eastern Midwest has surprisingly popped off a lot today. We were originally thinking it was going to stay out kind of in the western Midwest, kind of in the plain states, especially Kansas, but yeah. And I mean, most of the crazy activity right now is in Kansas. We don't really have anything that crazy going on in the eastern Midwest. New severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. Yeah, rip Norman. That's for portions of Kansas here. It's an extension. Montezuma. All right. Meade. Plains. You guys need to get to your safe space. This is a storm capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, quarter-size hail, and by the time it reaches you, it could even be producing 80-mile-per-hour winds. Now that we are seeing these pockets of winds kind of start to pop off here, kind of see these pocket of winds near Garden City. These are going to be the first of many that we see. Eventually, this is all going to be infested by this light blue color, but right now it's all just kind of greens, some occasional blues. But yeah. The storm is rotating a little bit. That has a severe thunderstorm warning. This is the one near Gano. that was originally warned for softball-sized hail. Again, continue to stay your safe spot up here because 70-mile-per-hour winds and lime-sized hail are still possible with this storm. And again, originally it had the tornado possible tag, and it might get it added back on there. Fun fact, we have winter storm watches up for portions of southwestern Montana. Very interesting. Literally one state away from where we have a severe weather threat, we have a winter storm threat here, guys. Talking about total snow accumulations in the highest mountaintops of 8 to 14 inches in Montana here. That's going to be in effect for the next day. We'll see if it gets upgraded ever to winter storm warnings. How do I do the friends list on my channel? You have to go into studio and then go to customization, I believe. And then it's somewhere in there. I'm not sure the exact specifics right now. I don't know. Anyway, new severe thunderstorm warning for Garden City. Garden City, you need to be taking shelter now. 70-mile-per-hour winds, ping-pong bowl-sized hail, and then a possible tornado are associated with these storms here. Those are all pretty big threats, right? So again, Garden City, this is coming through right now. What's the risk for Wichita? Yeah, we kind of already went over Wichita. It's going to be pretty high end for the damaging winds and large hail, and then maybe an isolated tornado threat as well. You're in the enhanced risk of severe weather if you are in downtown Wichita, Kansas. And we do have some broad and weak rotation southwest of Tennis, Kansas right now, with this storm capable of producing 70-mile-per-hour winds, lime-sized hail, and a possible tornado, now being downgraded to ping-pong bowl-sized hail. But like I did say, they did actually just now put the tornado possible tag on that storm for that area of rotation, so that's a neat. But anywhere in this line could develop rotation like that, and again, anyway, these are going to be some high-end winds ripping through here, guys. And we got some pretty intense winds here on the velocities. So we'll watch that very closely there, obviously. That's looking pretty high in the atmosphere. Oh my gosh, what a mess this is. Again, we have no radar coverage up here in north central Kansas. It's a shame. Is that bad? I mean, if you're talking about like for Wichita, I mean, that's it's a higher than normal threat for severe weather. I'll say that much. It's an enhanced risk. It's a 3 out of 5. You are also in the particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm watch. I always have to pronounce that word slowly. So, again, that's a particularly dangerous situation. So you're going to have to watch out there, I'd say. You'll be back soon? All right, see ya. It's hot in North Alabama? Yeah, I imagine. Let's see, what are the temperatures looking like out here in North Alabama? We've got 82 degrees. 85 degrees. So maybe these cyclone ports are wrong, but from this it doesn't look too awful. But again, the temperatures have probably started to decline a little bit. Actually, yeah, we can see they have. All right, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning once again. That's an extension for our storm in eastern Iowa. This is now for portions of northern Keokuk County and western Iowa County and east central and southeastern Iowa. Move indoors immediately in Williamsburg, North English, What Cheer, these are weird names, Sigourney, and Keota. Keota, Iowa. Big EF4 hit there last year. Violent tornado. Didn't even get the tornado emergency tag. That was a shame. A sham. You live in Wichita? Got a 3-monitor setup? Holy cow. We're running this stream with a 1-monitor setup. Then I have my iPad on the side to watch chat. And if I need to research something, I'll do that too from there. New severe thunderstorm warning now. Parts of Kansas, once again. That is not the new one. Again, it didn't pop up at the bottom of the list, so there's really no way to know unless you were paying attention to all of the severe thunderstorm warnings. My computer's getting awfully loud. They're turning around the Chapiton, Michigan cam so we can kind of see around here since there's a severe thunderstorm over that region right now. But yeah, you can definitely see it's very dark and ominous out there right now. Alright, guys, I'm going to have to end off the stream here, unfortunately. I do have to go, but I will be back again later for the main event. We were live for over an hour here already, and again, guys, this isn't even the main event, so it's going to be crazy whenever things actually, really get started. But, for now, we're going to end off here, so thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.